Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. Don't waste your time in anger, regrets, worries, and grudges. Life is too short to be unhappy. There is no problem more difficult to solve than that created by ourselves. This was not a fairy tale. This was not the movies. This was life. It hurt more. It was excruciating. It was excruciatingly beautiful. The real question of life after death isn't whether or not it exists, but even if it does, what problem this really solves. The level of success you achieve will be in direct proportion to the depth of your commitment. Don't be afraid of death. Be afraid of an unlived life. You don't have to live forever. You just have to live. Words don't have the power to hurt you, unless that person meant more to you than you were willing to confess. Perhaps the truth depends on a walk around the lake. Caution not spirit, let it roam wild, for in that natural state dance embraces divine frequency. This is your life, and it's ending one moment at a time. When you judge another, you do not define them, you define yourself. I would rather live in a world where people shout, "This is wrong," than live in a world with superheroes saving the day. The cynic sees only cynicism, the depressive can taint creation with one glance. Life is a magical journey, so travel endlessly to unfold its profound and heart-touching beauty. When we begin to live like wildflowers, we put so much of our hearts into blossoming even in the most hostile surroundings. A man with outward courage dares to die. A man with inner courage dares to live. The smallest thing, well done, becomes artistic. It's always the ones who are the quietest who often have the greatest things to say. The lesson we are indebted to Egypt for, our future generations learned that in the face of oppression, silence is never golden. The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one's destiny to do, and then do it. Art is the lie that enables us to realize the truth. Having the courage to stand up for what we believe in is our greatest glory, not winning every battle. Everything in this world happens with a purpose. You were born in this world with a purpose. You were chosen by purpose. Yeah, all things live forever, though at times they sleep and are forgotten. The true hypocrite is the one who ceases to perceive his deception, the one who lies with sincerity. I don't need it to be easy. I need it to be worth it. Humanity must forgive humanity, for only then can we be humane. The more powerful the class, the more it claims not to exist. It's not whether your glass is empty or full, it's what you do with it that really matters. The smallest act of kindness makes you more beautiful than any expensive dress or makeup. I can chase you, and I can catch you, but there is nothing I can do to make you mine. Once you really know yourself, can't nobody tell you nothing about you. Photographs are the reflection of untold stories, unseen beauties, unexpressed emotions, and the unheard songs of life. The world should have been in Technicolor, but seemed more like black and white. Sed nescio quomodo nihil tam absurdici potest quod non dicator ab aliquo filis forum. Some things aren't meant to be known, only believed. The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. We have been called to heal wounds, to unite what has fallen apart, and to bring home those who have lost their way. The thorns we endure in life are but shadowed by the precious petals of a rosy outlook. Friendship happens when the distance between the hearts tends to zero. Luck is a matter of preparation meeting opportunity. It was the living who ignored the strange and wonderful because life was too full of the boring and mundane. Wanting him to come back before anyone notices part of the world has not moved since he left. The best knowledge is knowing yourself and your inner being. All the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle. Argue for your limitations and, sure enough, they're yours. If you're treated like a puppet, find a new ball of string. How hurtful it can be to deny one's true self and live a life of lies just to appease others. You should always do what you can to make life sweeter. You're thinking about something, and it makes you forget to talk. Faster, faster, until the thrill of speed overcomes the fear of death. The true mystery of the world is the visible, not the invisible. It is not uncommon for people to spend their whole life waiting to start living. You never know when the truth will come home. You can't choose the time. The time chooses you. Finding one important thing in your life doesn't mean you have to give up all the other important things. But if a villain can be made, then they can be unmade. A breeze, a forgotten summer, a smile, all can fit into a storefront window. Happiness does not come from without, it comes from within. When surrounded by darkness, your only duty is to shine. Life always begins with one step outside of your comfort zone. You see, the deaf have an intimacy with silence. It's there in their dreams. It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. An over-examination of life can deter you from life itself. Deal with your past so that it won't affect your future. Too many people seem to believe that silence was a void that needed to be filled, even if nothing important was said. Someone needs to fight. Someone needs to sacrifice. Someone needs to inspire. Someone needs to be a hero. The higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly. People are successful because they think and act like successful people. Forever friends are a treasure chest of understanding and compassion. Cherish them. Those who wish to read always find a book. There are new chapters, new pages, and new journey to embark on. Choose your steps wisely because your footprints may be followed by others. From whichever side I start, I think I am in an old place where others have been before me. It is important that we forgive ourselves for making mistakes. We need to learn from our errors and move on. Leaders are limited by their vision rather than by their abilities. Chanel is an institution, and you have to treat an institution like a whore, and then you get something out of her. You look up when you wish to be exalted, and I look down because I am exalted. I knew it like destiny, and at the same time, I knew it as choice. The living self has one purpose only, to come into its own fullness of being. If you're reading this, congratulations, you're alive. If that's not something to smile about, then I don't know what is. In my deepest wound, I saw your glory, and it dazzled me. I trust that everything happens for a reason, even if we are not wise enough to see it. Every life has a destiny. The trick is to discover it before the end of your life. Otherwise, you will have too many regrets. A lie, sometimes, can be truer than the truth, which is why fiction gets written. Be mindful. Be grateful. Be positive. Be true. Be kind. Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too. The most important reason for going from one place to another is to see what's in between, and they took great pleasure in doing just that. I like shape very much. A novel has to have shape, and life doesn't have any. We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. There are no environments where you're only going to win, because life just isn't like that. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the experts, there are few. No matter how high your status in life is, you are inferior to death. For this, be humble. A thing worth having is a thing worth cheating for. Dream big. You owe no one an explanation for the size of your dream. Be compassionate and take responsibility for each other. If we only learned those lessons, this world would be a better place. Keep the fight in your veins, honey. Never let it fade. You have to realize that you are everything and more just on your own. Best friends are treasures. Hug them for their caring. Applaud their accomplishments. Laugh with them gratefully. Your time is the most precious thing in this world.